What's up, everybody? Hello. It's your boy Ron, aka Ron the Artist, coming to you live. And welcome to Ron's Recap. I'm here today to recap and review the season finale of Snowfall on FX, Season 5, Episode 10, titled False Lines or Fault Lines. Fault Lines. The episode was jaw-dropping, you guys. It was jaw-dropping. Like, when I tell you, I didn't know what to really expect from that doggone season finale, but I was gagged and on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat the entire episode. Like, what? I'm like, that did not just happen? Did that just happen? Did that just happen? Did that just happen? Yes, it happened. I'm like, I had to tell myself to sit your happy ass down and enjoy the episode. Yes, the episode was jaw-dropping. That's all I gotta say about that before I get into it. Oh, well, one more thing. Again, as I've said in my previous vlog, FX, Snowfall production, for the season 6 that I cannot wait for at all. Like, I'm already ready for it. For this season 6, please make it 15 episodes. That series finale, season 6 being the final season, please make it as jaw-dropping as season 5 and any other season prior, and make it longer. Make it longer. Make it longer. Please make it longer. Please make the series finale longer. Make it at least 15 episodes. I don't know if you guys need to negotiate some things with FX. Figure it out. But please make Snowfall Season 6, the series finale, 15 episodes at least. We deserve more with this show, if you ask me. We deserve more than 10 episodes. Even though I'm fulfilled with 10 episodes, it's going to be the series finale in Season 6. So, give us more. Really have us on edge and just go out with a bang for the series finale. Because the show was darn good, guys. The show was darn good. And again, you guys know, if you've been watching and following me with this doggone review, you know that this is my first season coming into this, and I am intrigued, and I'm a fan now. I'm a fan. Okay, so let's get into the episode, guys. The episode started with Franklin and Veronique lovemaking. As they climaxed together, they remained in bed. You know, pillow talking is what they call it. Franklin and her both feeling relieved about him quitting the game, which led up to him asking Veronique to marry him, and she agreed, as long as he came correct with a ring, and they continued to lay happily. We're reminiscing about the good space that they're in at that moment. The next scene was of Ruben meeting his boss in a random area, I'm assuming, as he filled him in on the mishaps that took place previously, along with possibly having enough info to finish the job, or not sure if he has enough info to finish the job because of the files that he took. In spite of that, he just needed a safe house, as he told his boss. He then took that boss man over to his trunk, where Javi was tied up alongside that dead man Javi killed and shot at his office. I'm assuming that had to be his office. I'm assuming that had to be Javi's office that Ruben broke into. Ruben and that guy broke into, his accomplice. I'm assuming that had to be Javi's office or something of the sort. And Javi just happened to be in there. Okay, next, Louis and Jerome on their honeymoon. Still enjoying this honeymoon phase. Enjoying it and happily. You know, they deserve it for the most part. You know, they're enjoying each other's time, lovey-dovey like, and until receiving a pager call from Teddy. You know, actually just receiving a call in general, asking her to cover for Franklin's side of the business, considering Franklin just quit. Little does she know, she might have an idea about it, as he said that you're not going to be the crown, or you're not going to have it. You wanted to be the one sitting on the throne. It's now yours type shit. But she didn't know he was going to quit, which took her and Jerome by shock. Well, she agreed to, taking his other side of the business and carrying it on. And as hesitant as Jerome was, he agreed to go in with her as well. And again, I'm disappointed in her because why is Louis not taking note that Jerome clearly wants out? Like, you clearly see that him backing away from this business is going to do something for his mental health, like in a good way. He's showing you that, he showed you that, and has told you that. So why are you not considering that? Why are you still in a space of this is the only way, or either you in with me or you out type energy? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I'm just like, she should be wanting to get out of this game just as well as everybody else. But for whatever reason, she's just wanting to be on this throne. And look what it did to Franklin. I'm just saying. Next up, Gustavo's girlfriend. I thought it was his wife, but I didn't notice a ring on her finger as I observed. Gustavo's girlfriend at his home with her kids. And I'm assuming those are her kids because they refer to him by first name basis as Gustavo. If those were his kids, they probably would have called him father, I'm assuming. That's my take. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it. But she was sitting at home with the kids, and they're playing around, running around the house as kids do, to the point where the kids ran into a lamp and broke it, where there seemed to be a bug of the sort, like a bug, a situation where you're listening to somebody's home and conversations. And it was found in the midst of that broken lamp. A bug, to spy on things to listen in. And she found it and was intrigued and just taken back by it. As you should be, because why the hell's a bug in your house? Next was at the real estate office, where Wanda was telling Veronique that she needed to go on a vacation, or she was about to go on a vacation, aka a leave of absence, as Veronique corrected her. She's like, I need to go on vacation, and I'm going to be going for a while, and I don't know how long, but I need to have my job back. So Veronique was like, oh, so you mean a leave of absence? She's like, well, if that means I can leave and be gone and come back and get my job, yeah, that's a leave of absence. It was funny. Funny. And that didn't last long until Franklin yelled out of anger from his office due to getting the news over the phone, I'm assuming from his banker, that all of his money was gone. Gone. As Veronique went in to get answers, he quickly filled her in and told her the money's gone. He threatened the banker like, I'm going to give a call back in 30 minutes and you better figure it out. Things like that can get banks sued the living rocks off of. Like, why in the heck how could that even be possible where somebody's money is just stolen like that? Lots of money, millions of dollars, just gone. There's one thing if they're frozen by, a 30, but just wiped away, gone without a trace, that is an issue. That's an issue. Big time. And while you playing, I'm surprised Franklin didn't have any money stashed away. Dude, if you got millions of dollars sitting somewhere in a bank, at least have a mil somewhere in person. Somewhere. I'm just saying. So next scene was Gustavo's girlfriend. She called him up, to get home. She used an excuse like, yeah, I'm happy with what we did the other day, and I just wanted to see you before you went off to do whatever else. But she held back the information of what she found in the house. Again, she just used the excuse to get him home so she could then show him what she found, because she couldn't say it over the phone, considering there's a bug in the house. So while all of that is going on, Leon, he was letting his crew know, his main crew, letting his crew know he was leaving the game, inspired by Franklin leaving. He's like, if Franklin's gone, I'm gone. He was trying to convince his crew to bow out as well, but they weren't for it, with his right-hand man wanting to step in Leon's shoes as the man in charge. If he's no longer in charge, he's like, I want to be in charge. That leaves me next to do it, unfortunately. That wasn't the answer that Leon was getting. Leon wants them to live a happy and peaceful life, obviously, as he's wanting to go do and seek that. And they still trying to stay in the game and be reckless. So the next scene was of Franklin and Veronique. They then filled in his mom, Sissy, on everything, telling her that a total of $73 million was in their bank account and completely stolen and vanished within air from, again, his account. And knowing that it wasn't seized, because if it was seized, he would have been, in handcuffs, as he said. He was like, I know it's not seized because I would have been arrested. He knew it was Teddy. And at that moment, honestly, mini spoiler alert, I didn't think it was Teddy. I thought it was Ruben. I assumed it was Ruben. I'm like, no, Ruben had to do it. But as I thought about it again, Sissy hadn't given Ruben any personal information of Franklin's just yet. She hadn't did that. That's the reason why they were obviously breaking into Javi's space. She hadn't did that just yet, so that registered. I'm like, okay, it couldn't have been Ruben. He then called Teddy to page him, while Veronica attempted to calm him down and be reasonable about that because Franklin was pissed about it all. She's like, dude, if you do that and you threaten this man and you kill this man that's connected to the CIA, you will end us all. And he just that pissed where he's like, I don't really care. I do not really care. He didn't say that, but it was given that. So next scene was Teddy getting the pages as he was in a factory of the sort, speaking to his former boss about his new money flow of $73 million. Also informing him that there's no need to worry about where it came from. Just know that it can be reclaimed. And I'm just like, you snake son of a bee. Like, Teddy is low down dirty. And he was willing to make a very, very generous offer to his boss, in exchange of a favor of the sort. I don't know, throughout the episode, another mini spoiler alert, they didn't really clarify what that favor was. So, Snowfall, FX, please clarify that in season 6, what that favor was that Teddy asked. Because I don't know what it was. I'm not sure what it was, but maybe he won't even get it, the favor. But moral of it is, that was a mess. Like, Teddy is a son of a bee. Like, you had this young boy whose father you've killed. I mean, working for you, working hard too, got the streets on go for you to just take it all after he quit and wants to get out from under your thumb. You were already plotting to do that, but him quitting was the right move for you to do that. Teddy is a dirty son of a bee. So the next scene, since he has the real estate office, making a call to Ruben's private office, where he was out of office, of course. Out of office, of course. Somewhere in a factory or a safe house. Ooh, okay. Guess I'm tired, y'all. Okay, next scene. Ruben actually at the safe house. Instructed to clean up his mess by his boss. Sidebar. I didn't quite assure this, but was the boss of Ruben's the same guy that Teddy spoke with about changing the account information? Because maybe he did look familiar, but I wasn't quite sure if that was him. Like, I don't know, because that seemed a little rocky to me, where the person that changed the accounts or did whatever to the accounts is that the same person that's dealing with Ruben. Is there a connection there? But yeah, he was told to clean up his mess behind, clean up his mess and not walking away from the situation empty-handed. So he made his way over to Javi, who was tied up in a chair, with duct tape over his mouth that he snatched and ripped off. Once Ruben snatched the tape off of Javi's mouth, he then started to interrogate Javi about his knowings, and as Javi let him know that he has no loyalty to any American or anybody, any of his associates, and to release him as he could be an asset to him regarding whatever he wants to know. Attempting to use that as leverage, but Ruben wasn't really for it. One thing about Javi, he is smart and very observant because he knew that Ruben was in trouble without hearing that. A dead body's gone. A dead body, his partner, Ruben's partner is dead, along with Javi still being alive, and them still not having information of what they came looking for, whatever they were looking for. He knew. But Ruben didn't agree that he was in position to negotiate, in spite of whatever circumstances he was in, as Javi mentioned the word torture. And he's like, oh, you want to talk about torture? You don't tell me what I need to know. I'm going to show you what torture is. And I don't want to do that to you, but that's what it's going to be. On to Franklin, beginning his search where he went to visit a place that was burnt down. I'm assuming apartments of his or housing of the sort. Burnt down all the way down. And another asset of Franklin just gone. Like, all of his money gone and his businesses are gone. Pretty much. The real estate business is still afloat, but technically not, as he doesn't have any cash flow in to keep it afloat. Crazy. So, back to Teddy. Finally called Franklin back. Playing clueless and crazy, of course, like he don't know what's going on. Franklin attempted to weasel his way back in on good graces with Teddy, only in hopes to get close to him to kill him, because he knew he took his money. But Teddy wasn't for it. He knew and continued to play crazy as Franklin began to lose it, threatening him to give him his money back or else. Franklin told him he'd come after everybody he loves. But Teddy deflected it all back, letting him know that he should be careful and that the worst is yet to come. You think your life is over now? The worst is yet to come. And he hung up the phone. Meanwhile, Ruben and Gustavo are back at it. They're back at it in this doggone safe house as Ruben went through all of the files he took, while extremely irritated because he hasn't gotten anywhere, and his plan pretty much backfired on him. His break-in plan pretty much backfired on him, and it got him nowhere. But Javi took the chance to get into Ruben's head as he still tried to negotiate his freedom in exchange for more information. Javi's like, I can give you the information you get, but you got to let me go. Let me out of here. I could be an asset. But Ruben clearly wasn't convinced, therefore trying to make his own deal in exchange of saving his life. At that point, it was kind of just over for Javi. Like, Javi tried. He was trying his best to get up out of that situation, but Ruben was like, I'm not letting you go anywhere. So the next scene was Gustavo making it to the house where his girlfriend was, who instantly showed him the bug/wire in their home, like the moment he walked in. Teddy obviously betrayed him as well. Being his right-hand man, who begged Gustavo to get back in the game with him. You put a bug in his house, like, Teddy is the type of person that cannot be trusted at all. Like, he clearly is the type of person that cannot be trusted. Like, for you to put a bug in your own right man's house where kids and amongst him and his family, and you were the reason that this man got back in the game. You were the reason that this man even considered getting back into this drug game. Yet you put a bug in his house to listen in on him and his family. That's foul. Like, Gustavo, at that moment, after that, Gustavo then attempted to talk to her about the next move outside on the balcony, possibly skipping town with her and the kids due to Teddy's betrayal. And moments later, Teddy actually paged him on his pager to meet in an hour. Regardless of it all, Gustavo's girlfriend wasn't receptive to none of it, being on the run from Teddy and the CIA. But Gustavo had a plan. Gustavo had a plan to obtain $10 million. It's just like, that doesn't sound fun, and honestly, it doesn't. Like, gonna be on the run for however long from the CIA and Teddy, like, in too deep. You were in too deep and you know too much. So the next scene was of Gustavo calling Teddy. And said he demanded to meet him as soon as possible, but Gustavo told him to give him a few hours. Teddy hesitated, but told him to do what he had to do as he hung up, as he was on the payphone across from Franklin's burnt building. Teddy is just one foul F word. Like, this foul. Like, why would you do that? So, on to Franklin. On edge. Still on edge. And more edge at this point, like, as Teddy is ducking Franklin, or Javi missing, and his place is burned down. Everything that could go wrong in his business life has gone wrong. And Veronique then filled Franklin in on all the details that she was able to recover. All bad news, from properties to mortgages costs, etc., where you're not even broke. It seems like you're in debt. She's like, even if we sell everything we have right now, that would not even cover everything we needed to cover. Crazy. All resulting, again, to him being in debt due to lack of cash flow and recent losses. Just crazy. It's so crazy how one bad move can flip your entire life around within minutes. One moment you're on $1 million, living off of millions of dollars. The next moment, those millions of dollars have gone away from you, and your businesses that was afloat can't even operate without those millions, even though they're afloat. Crazy. And the next moment, the phone rung. Franklin's phone rung, his office phone rung. Being Gustavo finally called him back because he had been paging Gustavo, but Gustavo hadn't called him back. Gustavo wasn't for helping Franklin on a location of Teddy due to being too risky with the CIA connections. He was like, Teddy isn't responding to me. Teddy isn't answering my calls. I need to know where he's going to be at. He's like, no, if I do that, he'll know that it's a setup, and he'll know it's me. So it's too risky. He was like, it's too risky. In spite of the relationship him and Franklin has built, he still refused. Franklin then went crazy after Gustavo hung up on him. Like, crazy. Breaking things in the office. One a location on Louis and Jerome. And, yeah. Franklin then called Louis at her hotel room, asking her for her help. Even though she hesitated, she considered it. Sleep and all. And I'm going to just say that her and Jerome must have been the best of time, because the scene showed pennies and clothes all over the room, just enjoying themselves. Enjoying themselves in the honeymoon stage. The honeymoon phase, like enjoying themselves. Big time. The next scene, was of Leon's territory. His little projects that he pretty much run. Being a complete train wreck. It's nighttime, and his right hand man haven't even had the freaking power for one day. And he hasn't even took over quite yet, but people are outside, kids are outside, just reckless all night, just doing the most. He outside playing dominoes and shooting in the air guns and chaos. Chaos. And again, Leon hasn't even quit yet. Yeah, he backing away, but he's still there. And all of this has already taken place when one person is to take the crown or the throne. And see how chaotic that's turned out. Like, he's not meant to be a leader. Clearly, he's not meant to be a leader, because if you were meant to be a leader, you will have control over your organization or your surroundings. And none of that was taking place. None. And we're getting complete chaos. Damn near causing Leon anxiety, like to the point where he was just looking at it and watching it. Couldn't even focus much on what Wanda was talking about. And she was super happy and excited about getting her passport. She's like, oh, check this out. Look at it. I got this. I got that. Should have had my hair done a little bit better, but I got it. And he just was so focused on the chaos going on and the effects of him to leave and what that would do to the neighborhood. He probably will come back to it being completely destroyed if he completely leaves, as he sees. Again, complete chaos for the third, fourth time. So Teddy and that Latin chick, I don't know what her name is, his girlfriend or whatever they called her. I don't know if her name was Marissa or Melissa, but they were at another house. This time I'm thinking they were at Javi's house. I don't know whose house that was, but I think it was Javi's house, as Franklin told him that Javi was gone as well. And it was either that or another property of Franklin's. But I'm almost certain that it was Javi's house. I'm almost certain it was Javi's house, as Teddy was there to intrude, leaving her outside again with the walkie-talkies. As Teddy intruded in the house, little did he know, Ruben was in the house, at the very top of the house, looking through more files from a safe he had broke into. Ruben eventually heard footsteps suddenly, frightening him, causing him to drop his flashlight to hit the ground hard, which alerted Teddy. Ruben sneakily made his way. Ruben sneakily made his way downstairs without being noticed, while Teddy made his way up the stairs. Ruben then made his exit, running out of the house. That's when Teddy noticed someone else had been there, as the safe door was open and the flashlight was there, still left there. Like, why didn't that man grab the flashlight? The least you could have done is grabbed it and picked it up. Like, just making it obvious. Again, that's why I think it was Javi's house. That's why I think it was Javi's house, because the house was way too big to be Franklin's. And he knew exactly where the safe was. Both of them knew where the safe was. Or at least Ruben knew where the safe was directly, and the code to it as well. Okay, so again, Ruben then made his way out at that point while Teddy was making his way up the stairs. And once Teddy noticed somebody else already had been there, that the safe was open and the flashlight was still there, he began to speak on the walkie-talkie, telling this Latin chick, like, oh, somebody definitely was here, which alerted Ruben as he sped walking by the car she was in. Ruben heard it and was caught. When Teddy didn't get a reply back on the walkie-talkie, he ran outside to see her gone from the car without a trace. Ruben took the girl. Took her completely. And that was crazy. That was crazy because another innocent person that just got mixed up in it, and now the girl is gone. Like crazy. So the next scene was Gustavo. He made his way to a storage unit that had loads of money in it. I'm assuming that $10 million that he was talking about. Once he retrieved the money, he then made an exit. He then was to make an exit. And all of a sudden he was ambushed by feds and police officers everywhere. And instantly, an FBI agent noticed Gustavo. Noticed him. Like, hey, Gustavo, remember me? I'm sure he was in a few seasons ago. Maybe last season. Crazy. At this point, Gustavo is just trying to get away, get underneath. He's trying to get from underneath Teddy's thumb. Teddy has crossed them clearly, and Teddy can't be trusted. Now, him going to go steal that 10 million, however, he knew it was in there. That was another thing, and he could have gotten away from it. Maybe that was the freaking favor that he had asked his former boss. I don't know, but that shit was crazy. Like, how did they know to be at that freaking storage unit? And they called Gustavo. Like, Gustavo was an innocent bystander, and so was Javi. Those two were innocent bystanders that were working very close to this. Two people that didn't really have much to do with this fire that was going on, blazing. So the next scene was Franklin went to meet Louis in a parking lot that night, where Louis was hip to all that had happened between him and Teddy. She said they froze their accounts. She's sorry. She can't believe he did that. But she didn't care much, as she was like, that ain't really got nothing to do with me. She refused to help Teddy. She refused to help Franklin get Teddy's location, only for the sake of herself at this point. She's like, I can't. I'm in the seat now, and I won't betray him. She said it's her turn, and that it wasn't her problem. Franklin then pulled a gun out on her. He pulled a gun out on her. And little did he know Buckley was behind him with a gun pointed at his doggone head. Louis then took Franklin's gun and spared his life out of respect of Jerome, as Buckley was ready to take him out any second. She then told him to stay away from her, or she's to kill him. Like, that scene was so crazy. Like, she told him to, like, really stay away from her. Like, we're done. Stay away from me or I'm going to kill you. Out of respect from Jerome, I'm going to spare your life. It's like, she was ready with the plan before Franklin was ready. Only looking out for herself. And I'm just like, damn, that was cold as hell. Like, and little does Franklin know, Bo, a.k.a. Buckley, is no longer part of the police force. So he can't be touched and he can't be found. He's not invincible anymore. But the fact that Louis came ready, like either ready to betray him or she just came ready to see what Franklin was talking about. And foul. Franklin, I mean, like, Louis just, even though Franklin put a gun up to her and was ready to kill her, she was ready to kill him. Have him killed by Bo. And that's the second time pretty much she's betrayed him. And crazy because this is her step-nephew or whatever. And she don't care. She like, I want this throne. It's my turn and I'm going to enjoy it. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, that was the most craziest scene. And I'm just like, ooh. Like, ooh. So after that, Franklin was back at either his house or Veronique's house. And letting Veronique know of it all and understanding if she wanted to leave again. But he assured her that things are about to get rough. He assured her that things are about to get rough. And he's like, if you want to leave again, I don't care or mind. Because shit's about to go down. But surprisingly, she offered to help. But he refused it. He refused it. He then left after telling her he loved her and assuring her that they will get their happily ever after. They deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve it. Clearly they deserve it. Veronique then took a second to think about the situation before making a phone call. And to her mother, I'm assuming, where she left a message on her voicemail asking her for help. She's like, I'm in LA and I could really use your help right now. And we're going to see where that goes. I can't wait to see that. That mama might come through and shake some real shit up. Like, She might come through and shake some real shit up and start conning real money and all of that. We're going to see what that goes. FX, do something with that. Elaborate on that storyline with the mama, with Veronique's mom, and really get down to the nitty gritty of that. Please. So next was Franklin. You know, Franklin was getting picked up by those two women who were enemies of Louis at one point. I'm not sure about their roles. I think those were the same two girls that were either dancers. I'm definitely sure of that. They were dancers. The two girls that they thought had set them up when the shootout that happened that Kane put out. Or that's also the ones that those two girls are the ones that also tried to take Louis out last season, I believe. Both, maybe. But, you know, they were enemies of Louis at one point, clearly. And he called them. He dropped his gun stash in the trunk as they came to pick him up. And he made sure that they were ready. As they were ready for whatever and down for whatever. He's like, I need to know that y'all are down for whatever. If you got any worry or concern about what's going to take place now, let me know now. And they were like, you ready? Let's get this shit popping. And sure enough, they got that shit popping. Because the next scene. Well, before that scene, Ruben got the files. Javi sent him to get. Again, I'm assuming, that had to be Javi's house. He sent him in his house to get files from the safe, confirming what he needed to know. He asked in exchange to be untied. Ruben untied him and ended up shooting him. That's how he tried to make another deal. How he was able to stand, and Ruben shot him. And it got weird from there because Javi started either singing or praying or something of the sort. And Ruben shot him again, killing him. And at that moment, all I just thought was like, Javi didn't deserve that. You know, Javi did not deserve that. And ultimately, Ruben said he couldn't trust Javi. And that may have been so, because if Javi is telling you already that he don't trust anybody and he's not allies to anybody, yeah, it wasn't happening. If Javi's telling you already that he is not allies to anybody in the U.S., then he probably couldn't be trusted with him either. That was going to be a setup or a disaster, but he didn't have to die. Javi did not have to go out like that. And Javi had peoples, too, that gunpowder behind him, and I just feel like he needs to be avenged somehow. Big time. So we're getting up next. This is where things get real juicy as the episode is starting to come to a wrap. The two girls making their way to Louis' club, approaching the door to the security guards, acting as if they were drunk and ready to party. Once they got close enough, they shot the guards, both of them, killing them. Once they got in the club, Franklin and the girls, well, one of the guards was still up, but Franklin, as he came out of nowhere, he made sure that guard was killed. But once they got into the club, Franklin took them straight to the safe, knowing where it was at, where Louis and Jerome's safe was. And they cleaned it out, ready for whatever at this point. Ready. Guns blazing, ready for blood. Like, ready. When I say ready, I'm like, woo, I couldn't believe that Franklin was that vengeful at that point. Like, he's like, all right, all bets are off for Louis. She's crossed me one too many times. Everything's gone from me. And while she's in business with the devil and not caring for what happened to me, so I'm going to take from her. And that was that. Actually, it wasn't that. Because they then made their way to Louis and Jerome's other spot. There was two guards outside as well. But Franklin tricked them and shot them both dead. Quick. Him and the girls made their way to another safe where there was loads of dope and cash was stashed. Like, A lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. The scene then changed to Louis and Jerome, both being paged on their pagers while they're in their hotel room. They were probably packing up and getting ready to go back anyway, but they were being paged on their beepers, alerting them that something was wrong if they both were being paged at the same time. At this point, war has been declared on them. War has been declared on them, and that was something Jerome tried to avoid. He tried to avoid that. I know he didn't want that, but little does he know, Louis has done some shit behind his back. I don't know if Jerome knows what the interaction went like with Jerome. I'm sorry. I don't know if Jerome knows what the interaction looked like from Louis and Franklin with Bo and / Buckley behind him. But war has been declared. It's now blood against blood, family against family, and you got somebody that's not quite blood to thank for that. So Franklin then made his way to the hospital where Kane and his people were. And he told it all. He then had no other choice at this point. He's being cornered by Louis. She betrayed him, not once, but twice. They walked through that doggone hospital like gangsters. He made his way to Kane's hospital room. And he apologized first for him being in this predicament. But he whispered in Kane's ear that it was Louis. That man blood pressure started going up because that doggone machine just started beeping, like beep, 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 beep. Blood pressure was going up. It started going up as Franklin got near him because he didn't know his motives. He didn't know what Franklin's motive was or if Franklin was behind that or anything. But that machine started beeping off and clearly boiling him in anger. And at that point, I'm just like, again, this guy was got to be done. All bets are off. Louis have showed that it's all about her at this point. Louis have showed that it's all about her and that she doesn't care for Franklin and what he got going on because it's not getting in the way of her. So therefore, Franklin is like, fuck off. You done brought fire or potential harming to them, so all bets are off. And that's going to put Kane and his people onto Buckley, who's no longer also on the force, and her. And Jerome, too. And Jerome is just, at this point, he's an innocent bystander as well. Jerome just want to get out of it at this point and just focus on business and focus on his passions and things that bring some peace. But it's Louis that just keeps pulling him into that. And he got no other choice but to roll with it now because that's his wife now. And crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. And again, I don't blame Franklin one bit because all bets are off when you betrayed him twice. Your next scene was with Teddy pulling up on his old boss, telling him that there might be a problem. Yeah. Money's missing. People were coming up missing. All due to your shenanigans, sir. The next scene was Gustavo's girlfriend at home with her kids, stressing about where Gustavo was and not having a clue where he was. As the kids asked where he was, like, where's Gustavo? And she didn't know. Not a trace. Gustavo was probably being interrogated at that moment. Out of sight. The last scene, Sissy came to visit Franklin as he sat in thought. At a new home, I'm assuming. Apparently, Jerome told him they got robbed and 4 people was killed. He told her that. They got robbed and 4 people was killed. She asked him, was it him? And how was he going to fix it? And that shot Franklin through the roof at that point. It shot him through the roof. He's like, fix it. He tried to fix it by being a bigger man. And look where that got him. He also assured her that, you raised me the best you could. The person I am today has nothing to do with you. And don't blame yourself for that. feel disappointed of that and the place he's at in life because you did the best you could. She then asked him, do you still want to kill Teddy? Do you still want to get him? Because she can help. As she told him about her Cuban connects, he then agreed and told her that he had gone to burn. He was like, we're going to have to burn this MFer down. And she replied, then let's go. Let's do it. Mama was ready with the shits at that point. I was like, oh, Mama is ready with the shit. She was ready. She was like, all right, at this point, I want Teddy's head too. Teddy has done all of this. Teddy has set the fire ablaze, and let's wreak havoc. And that's the mindset you got to have at some point. Mama was ready with the shit, ready for whatever at this point, and shit is about to get real. That's season 6, that final season, I know it's going to be real. It's got to be. And honestly, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It cannot come fast enough. And all I know is Teddy got to get got. Teddy has to get got. Teddy, Reed, Thomas, whatever the hell his damn name is. Teddy has to get got. Tired of him. Teddy, he do the most. He just not a good person. A snake. He betrays any and everybody surrounded by him. Clearly, you can't even, the people in business with him, like, can't even trust him, let alone the people that actually work side by side with him can't even trust him. So he's just a lost cause and got to be taken out. That's definitely going to be the challenge of season 6, because the only person that you had in your corner, 2 people that you had in your corner, was that Latin lady, who's now gone, and Gustavo, who you betrayed. All due to actions of yours. Could all be fixed if you had gave Franklin his money back as he had asked. But you played crazy and act like you didn't know what was going on, and now you got to reap the repercussions for that. Got to reap what you sow. That's what this episode should have been called. Either Ready for Whatever or Reap What You Sow. Because those are 2 components that took place here. People was ready. Guns blazing every angle. At the same time, people were like on edge. People were on edge and ready for whatever. Again, like ready for whatever and just ready to get to business. Ready to get to business. Ready to get to business. The last thing I want to say is, as I said at the beginning of this vlog review, FX, Snowfall. Please push the show to be 15 episodes for the season finale, the series finale. Season 6. Please be 15 episodes. Please be 15 episodes. I think we deserve that. The show is very good, and if it's going to be the series finale, make it good. Make it good, make it good, make it good. Make this series finale real good, and make it long and jaw-dropping. The entire freaking season. That is going to make this show go down in history, if you ask me. I can't wait. I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. So, that's it, guys. Great season finale. That's all I got for you guys. I guess I'll be seeing you guys in season 6, probably next year. Either the end of this year, or probably next year, 2023. So, until we meet again, people. Until we meet again. It's your boy Ron, aka Ron the Artist. If you're watching this with me right now, we are live. If you're watching this with me right now, we are live on freaking Instagram. If you're watching this with me on YouTube, it's pre-recorded and taken from Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Let's talk about the recap review. Let's talk about the episode. If you're watching this on Instagram, let's talk about the episode. Follow me. Comment. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's talk. Again. See you guys during season 6. Peace.